On this episode, Gabriel Wong stops by. Hello everyone, this is Jiale. You're watching the Advisor of Advisors show. Hey everyone, this is Jiale, and you're watching episode 4 of the Advisor of Advisors show. Today we have Gabriel Wong with us.
Hey everyone.
Hey, so Gabriel, let me do the introduction for you, okay?
Sure.
I'm not super good at this, but let me try.
Sure.
All right. Now, Gabriel started his entrepreneurship journey at age 16, okay? And he has helped generated 100 million combined sales. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, in his journey of sales and marketing. He currently now runs his own digital marketing agency, helping trainers, advisors, coaches, consultants, service professionals,
Yep.
okay, to scale their business online. And if you live in Singapore, you would have heard of his clients, all right? Because some of his clients' ads includes iQuadrant.
Yeah.
Right? iQuadrant's tagline is, how do you buy multiple properties with no money down?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
But that was about 2 years ago.
Just 2 years ago.
Yeah. So now they
Okay.
have a change of taglines and everything.
What is their current tagline now?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
Because we stopped working with them about a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So but we were the one who kind of like started out together with them when they first started out about 3 years ago.
Yes, and I keep seeing the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you must have done something really right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Leap Vista is an educational
Yeah.
company.
E-com education company.
E-com educational company. Millionaire producers in property that I assume is one of the organizations in the property space.
It's just people in Singapore who are property agents who have achieved at least $1 million in their revenue a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Millionaire producers in property and TOT producers
Yeah.
in financial planning.
Yeah. Financial planning.
So you work with TOT producers.
Yeah.
They engage you to run ads.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So that is Gabriel Wong in short, and he recently became a father. Right, baby
Yeah.
Ayla.
Yeah.
Right, baby Ayla. You just told me it's about 5 months old.
5 months old. Yeah.
So-
Two more days to 5 months.
2 more days to 5 months.
Yeah.
So how's the journey been?
It's pretty fun.
Dad to
I'd
dad
say.
now,
Yeah.
now because I've been through the 5 months
Yeah,
and
first
10
time
months
dad,
and
yeah.
first time dad. Yes.
It's pretty fun so far. I think very blessed. I mean, she's giving us, the whole family, a lot of joy.
Okay.
And I personally think like it's a great experience for me to like experience giving unconditional love. Yeah, something that I think you only understand when you become a parent. Yeah.
So you've been giving unconditional value online, but now you're saying that it's another tier altogether. It's like unconditional love.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I thought like this shouldn't be foreign to you because you've been giving unconditionally online. So being a parent, it's a different ballgame altogether, different
Yeah.
kind of...
I mean, okay, let's be truthful here, right? So if you have a business,
Yeah.
right, you do marketing whatsoever, there is always a selfless part, but let's be honest, there's always a selfish part.
Of course.
Right? You build a business because, I mean, you want to help people, right?
Yeah.
That should always be the number one priority. You want to
Yeah.
help people, you want to add value. But there's also a second priority.
Yeah.
You need to make profits.
Yes.
How do you grow a business? How do you pay your family? How do you feed your family?
Yeah.
How do you put food on the table if you don't even get any profits?
Yeah.
So there is a selfish intent, right? But of course, it's balanced out.
Yeah.
I believe it's always balanced out with the selfless, selfless intent. But when you become a father, right? You're dad, and the first few months of your kids. I mean, in fact, right now your kid is nearly 2 years old.
Yeah,
right?
nearly 2 years old.
He can't do anything for you.
Yeah.
There's no selfish intent,
Yes.
right? You have to sacrifice a big part of your
Now
lifestyle.
that you put it that way, it starts to become very clear.
Yeah.
There's no selfish intent at all.
There's no selfish intent, right?
Yes.
You're in it for the next. I don't know when you want him to be independent.
It's
right?
it's an investment with no guaranteed return.
Exactly, right? For the next 10 to 20 years, right? There's no dollar cost averaging. There's no,
Shit, man.
there's no compound interest.
Yeah.
It really depends, right? I mean, it depends how they grew up. Of course, part of how you nurture them matters.
Yeah.
I believe in that. But like you said, there's no certainty.
Yeah.
It's not like S&P 500. You know that there's a certain year-on-year return.
You're not an annuity. You're not giving pocket money is annuity, huh?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? There's no monthly payout.
Yeah.
Until a certain age. Yeah. So so you just love them and you take care of them because they are your child.
Okay.
So
So how is it? Because I read one of the posts saying that you were fearful when you first knew Zoe was pregnant, right? But how has that, turned out now?
Yeah. So I'm a Christian, right? So as a Christian, we believe that in the Bible it actually says that children is inheritance and a gift from God.
Yeah.
So, that is something that I meditate on all the time. And when I first heard that Zoe was pregnant, it was during the period of Singapore's first circuit breaker.
Yep. Okay.
Right. So it was a very uncertain period. Now,
Yes.
of course, in hindsight, right, we our business grew, right,
Yep.
obviously. But during that period, there was a lot of uncertainty,
Yeah.
right? We don't know what's going to happen. And when my wife told me, Zoe, that she was pregnant, there was a lot of fear, to be honest.
Yep.
But I kept on holding on to that word, right, where children is a God gift. It's God's gift, right?
Yep.
So it can't be God's gift if you're fearful,
Understand.
right? So
Why should you be fearful of God's gift?
exactly, right? Why
Right,
should you
yeah.
be fearful of God's gift?
Yeah.
So that was when I really meditated on that. I started to pray, started to ask, and that was when I heard a voice on the inside that told me that this is a gift where I will experience unconditional love, right? And of course, I don't understand it during that period, right? Because Ayla wasn't born yet, right? But that kind of gave me peace. And now, Ayla is born. I really kind of get it, and I kind of understand that. And there's a lot of joy. Like there are times, of course, you think like, should you have it later?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know whether you have that thought.
Of course.
Maybe you should have later, because
Your
part of
business
your
will be more stable first.
exactly
like-
right, or maybe
yeah.
your career is sometimes your career have to take a backseat.
Yep.
Especially if you prioritize your family. And sometimes I would think to myself, is it worth it?
Yep.
Right. But when I look at Ayla's smile, when I look at her cheeky self, it's all worth it. I'll just think to myself, this joy,
Yeah, right, correct, right.
this happiness
Yep.
is worth so much more than what I can achieve in my business and making another $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not something that is material.
It is. Yeah. It is immaterial.
Yeah.
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 Wow. And is there a special meaning to Ayla?
Ayla, okay, so Ayla is
Ayla.
Ayla, yeah.
Ayla, yes, okay.
Some people pronounce it Ayla, it's the same thing. We just want to call it Ayla.
Okay.
The Hebrew word is actually a Hebrew word. The Hebrew meaning for Ayla is providence. So
Providence, okay.
providence, stability. So we wanted it to represent like God's providence, that she's taken care of by God.
Wow.
She's stable in God. And I think that's one of the things that give me peace, as a family or as a parent, is that a lot of times parents put a lot of stress on themselves, like we are the provider, that
Yeah.
I'm the provider.
Right.
But as a Christian, I know that like God is my source, my provider. So He's the one who gave me the kid, right? Again, it's a gift, right?
Yes.
So if it's a gift, He will give me the provisions, He will give me the resources to take care of her.
Understand.
So then the stress is not on me, right? It's not on like I have to produce,
Yeah.
I have to take care of my kid. But this is God's kid. I always say when I pray, I always say like, Jesus, this is your kid.
Yeah.
So you give me the resources to take care of her.
Understand. Wow.
So that removes
Through
a lot
you.
that removes a lot of that pressure and the stress.
Understand.
As a dad.
Because the battle is not yours anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's. I should meditate on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I mean, you run multiple companies, right, bro?
Yeah.
How many companies do you run?
Right now it's only 2.
2.
Right now it's only 2.
And the last
I wouldn't recommend that, to most people. It sounds cool, to be very frank.
Yeah.
Right? You run multiple companies, you're a serial entrepreneur.
Looks very good on IG.
Yeah, it looks very good, right?
Wow. CEO of multiple companies.
Yeah, but the truth is that if you want to grow big, you have to focus.
Really?
Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. In fact, if I would to do it all over again, I would just focus on one company.
Right.
Yeah. And if you look at all the richest people in the world, most of them just focus on one company. Now,
Right.
yes, they may own multiple companies at a later stage,
Yeah.
right? But majority of them, they kind of got rich, or they kind of like made their first pot of gold, or
Yeah.
they went all in one thing.
Understand.
And that one thing led to more things, right? So the whole point is to know where you are,
Yeah.
and don't just copy people. When you copy people, when you model people, you want to model them where they were, not where they are.
Okay.
So like for example, Elon Musk, right? He owns multiple companies and all
Yeah.
that, right? But when he first started, he just have PayPal,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So when we model people, we have to model them where they were, how they started,
Understand.
not where they are right now, right? So it
Understand.
looks cool that he is a CEO of multiple companies.
Yes.
But if you start off that way, you're not going to be able to handle it because you don't have the resources that he had. You don't have the kind
Right.
of the leaders and the management, the people that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
So he grew PayPal until he sold it away, and then he started multiple companies.
Yeah.
Right. So copy, or rather model where they were,
Yeah.
not where they are currently.
Yeah.
Right.
Or look at like Jeff Bezos, right? Amazon. Just went on Amazon for his whole life.
That is true.
Right. And now he's doing more things, right?
Okay.
But it was Amazon for at least the first 20 years.
And these two companies, if I'm not wrong, the last I read, they bring multi-million revenue.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So I have an education company. So I'm a CMO and I'm also a part owner of education company, which is Vista.
I see.
I'm also the founder and the CEO of my agency, my marketing agency. So these are two companies that I own. So yes, even though I said focus, right? In this case, both my company has certain synergy because the things that I'm doing for my agency is pretty much the same thing I'm doing for marketing of Vista.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of, in a way, like, synergy and collaboration.
Understand.
Where we could just simply port over our systems, and we just needed the people, right? So we just need to port over systems and SOPs to run for Vista. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to, take on two. But honestly, like, I think for most people, they should just focus on one.
Focus on one. Okay, understand. Okay, I just want to let you know the reason why I brought you up on this show, the Advisor show, is because you advise many advisors. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You told me that you have quite a big portfolio of advisors. They are in the MDRT, COT, and TOT categories.
Yes.
All right. What do they look? What do they look to you for? Like, yeah.
Okay. So for most advisors that works with me, they are usually in. So I usually mentor people who are in the MDRT range.
Okay.
And people who are my clients are usually in the COT and the TOT range.
Wait, you mentor them?
Yeah.
Or you help them build ads?
Yeah. So two areas, right?
Two areas.
I do mentoring. I also do agency work.
So
mentoring.
You do mentoring. Yeah.
Yeah. Mentoring is more like done with you, right? So like when you're stuck in something, you come to me.
Yeah.
And then of course I will give you the systems. I'll identify the issues or the roadblocks, and I'll give you a solution.
Yeah.
But when it comes to agency work, is we do it for you, right? So of course there are different charges on that, right? Because done with you, you don't need that much of my time, right?
Okay.
Not much of my resources.
Understand.
It's just me advising you and giving you systems, and then you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's more like a done for you system. But agency work is like my team of like 25 people will be on your project.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
They'll be building your funnels, they'll be building your ads, they'll be creating videos, they'll be doing all of that, right?
Yeah.
So it requires a lot more resources, a lot more talent, and therefore it's also on a different pricing.
Understand.
Right? So that's the reason why, and of course, one of the things that we are actually one of the more expensive one in Singapore. I think the most expensive in terms of.
And I think you pride yourself on that, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, we do pride ourselves as one of the premium.
Yep.
Because of the results that we can bring.
Yep.
We are not one-man show, right? Like if you hire most agency, they're usually a one-man show or two-man show.
Yeah.
But when you hire me as a company, we have like I said, right, we have 20 people working on your project.
Yeah.
So because of that, the success rate is always higher.
Okay.
Right, but of course it's always more expensive. So naturally, because it's more expensive, you'll usually attract people who are of a certain level in their business.
Understand.
To engage my service.
Okay.
Yeah. So So what I do for them is really very simple. For people that engage my agency company, what I usually do for them is that I craft out their offers.
Yeah.
Right. Most of them already have a strong offer. They have a strong message. That's the reason why they are COT and TOT in the first
Understand.
place. Right?
Okay.
But what I do is I help to amplify that. I help to narrow that down. Sometimes the message can be a bit messy, right? So I help to craft it out. Make it more precise. To help them to position in the market. Right. Position themselves better in the market, and then amplify the message. Through different tools like social media ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads. To generate leads for them.
Okay.
Yeah. For mentees, I'm doing the same thing. Just that instead of me doing it for you, I'm basically teaching them how to do it.
I see. Okay, so you teach them how to create a funnel, or it can be like, mindset, timetable, other areas or other aspects.
Yeah,
kind
of a bit of both.
I see.
I feel that if you want to succeed in anything,
Yeah.
there's two areas that you need to work on.
Right.
The first one is your mindset.
Yeah.
So mindset is all about like time management, how you manage your emotions, your state of mind, rejection, dealing with rejection. All these are things that you guys know, right? You guys had to deal with rejection when you first started out. You guys had to deal with the whole identity issue.
Yep.
Right? People looking down on you,
Yep.
As salespeople, or like, there's always that.
That stigma.
Yeah. So all these are part of like, I would say mindset management. And then the other one is skill set. Right? Skill set is sales and marketing.
Mindset and skill set.
Yeah.
These are similar to what Augustine has said in a previous episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So two areas, right? Mindset, skill set. So when I do mentoring, obviously it will be more 80% skill set.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm not a Tony Robbins, I'm not you know.
Understand that? Okay.
I'm not going to rah-rah you and motivate you, right?
Okay.
You should already have a certain level of motivation before you join my mentoring.
Understand.
However, I will also help you to identify some of your mental roadblocks.
Understand.
You know, there's perhaps, causing you to not achieve the results you want. So that'll be the 20% mindset.
I see. I see. So 80% skill set, 20% mindset.
Yeah.
How do you even stumble upon like this market in the first place? Financial advisors. Like, yeah.
So, okay, the story's a bit long.
Okay.
But I'll try to keep it short. I started joining sales in general when I was 16 years old.
The backstory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So that's the origin backstory. And what happened was that I was 16 years old. I joined an MLM company.
Yeah.
And I was in sales, right? So I know it's different in different industry, but in a way there's certain similarities, right?
Okay.
Because in MLM you're doing sales.
Yeah.
Right? You're going out, you're prospecting people, and back then the prospecting methods are always the same. You do roadshows.
Yep.
You cold calling. You give out flyers.
Yep.
And all that stuff that people in property do. People in property does it. People in financial planners does it. So very similar in many ways, right? We also have a team. Right?
Okay.
Because in MLM you recruit people, and
Yep.
then you have to motivate people. You have to get them to go and do sales
Yep.
and all that stuff. So I was in this company for a good 7 years.
But bro,
Yeah.
before that, 16 years old,
Yeah.
O levels
Yeah. No, I took N levels.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of slow,
Uh-uh.
right? I took N levels and I went to O levels when I was 17. So I joined this company right after my N levels. Like after N levels, you have like maybe 1 or 2 months break.
Okay.
Nothing to do, right? Then I got recruited.
Oh, okay. So it was like a cold call or like a...
No, it was just a friend of mine. You know the usual stuff. You get invited out to a coffee.
Okay.
old
And
school
then
way.
they send you to the seminar.
Yeah.
And
So back then I stayed in the West, right? So it was I still remember very clearly. It was West Mall shopping mall. It was a coffee bean.
West Mall, Bukit Batok, yeah.
Yes, Bukit Batok. So a friend of mine
the
invited
coffee
me
bean is
there.
still there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Still there.
Yeah.
So he invited me there, and that was like what? Yeah, over 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So was over there? Then,
Roughly know his age now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over 10
13 years now. Okay, 13 years. So
Okay.
you can deduce my age from there. So gave me a book which I put at. That's how most of us always started.
Nice.
So and then from there gave me a book, shared me a bit about what he wanted to do.
Okay.
And then eventually invited me for a session.
Yep.
And I eventually joined the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so 16 years old, you joined after N levels,
Yeah, after N levels.
before O levels.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then of course, obviously you did very well because what you told me you did very well. Okay, so please continue the backstory.
So I think what was interesting is that when I joined this MLM company, the biggest thing wasn't just the skill set. Of course, I learned a ton of good skill set, right?
Yeah.
I learned how to sell, I learned how to manage people, I learned how to manage a team. But the other thing that really changed my mind, was my mindset,
Okay.
right? My identity,
Yeah.
and I would say like what I can achieve.
Yeah.
The belief in what I can achieve. So that actually led me to do better in my O levels. I eventually scored pretty well. Went to Neon Business Studies.
You were like working and studying at the same
Working
time.
and studying at the same time.
And managing a team.
Yeah.
How many people were you managing?
So when I was 17 years old, I was managing at least a good 20 to 30 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 years old, 20 to 30
17 years
people. They are all around the same ages or?
Around the same, yeah.
Okay.
Some of them are older. Some of them are older, of course, because
Yeah.
not everyone is kind of like studying and doing this at the same time.
Okay.
At least most of them went on to poly or around the uni period.
And you did well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was with this company for like a good 7 years, and I really rose
7
up.
years, okay.
Yeah, I rose up to be one of the top sales leader in the company.
Right.
Of course, made a lot of money and do a lot of stupid stuff.
Okay.
That's why today I'm always very interested in like financial planning and money management and all that, because I didn't know how to manage my money well.
Understand.
Right? I always
Okay.
say that like doesn't matter how much you make, it matters how much you keep.
Nice.
Right? You could be making 6 figures a month, 7 figures a month, but you can still be poor.
Insurance companies should really totally hire you as an ambassador for advertisements.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So I made a lot of money. I was at one of my peak. I was generating like 6 figures commission on a monthly basis,
Yeah.
and this was when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
But eventually, I left the company when I was 23. I found out that this company was a Ponzi scheme.
Understand. Okay.
So 7 years, top sales leader. I got into a lot of drama. Left the company, had to reset my whole entire career.
Yeah.
Lost my reputation as well, right? Because I was associated with a scam company, obviously. Had to go to court and prove my innocence by testifying against my ex-boss and
Wow.
all that nonsense. It was a very difficult period. I mean, both mentally, emotionally, because
Must be traumatizing because like you're only
Exactly.
23.
exactly, and the people that I I followed, my leaders in this company. They were like a father figure to me.
Right.
So knowing that all along we've been played,
Right.
it wasn't fun. It's like 7 years, you respect them, you idolize these people, and eventually you realize that actually all along it's a scam. They've been using you.
Okay.
And legally they try to find ways to throw you under the bus. So I think long story short, it was, but it was still a blessing. Like I managed to not get any like legally, right, because I'm a salesperson, and so I wasn't involved. I wasn't the director. I wasn't the owner of the company.
Okay.
Right. So obviously there wasn't any repercussion in terms of the legal side.
Okay.
Right. And of course, sort of cleared my name when I became a witness. Right. To witness against the company I work for.
Right.
But this was also during the period where I lost everything, and I started to ask myself, what should I do? And I realized that this company that I was with them for 7 years, and I built one of the largest team. I managed to generate at least $50 million US dollars in sales, and this was back in like 7 years, 6-7 years ago.
You and your team.
Yeah,
50 million.
50 million USD. This was when like the exchange rate was for USD is like 1.5.
Wow.
So it's even more money than
Exactly.
Than it was. And I realized that like we've been selling crap. I mean, it's a ponzi, right? So we have been literally selling crap. We sold investment stuff and like those alternate investments and things like that. And all this are crap. Like, it doesn't exist. That means like we literally sold a piece of paper.
Yep.
Of course, on hindsight, we didn't know that, right? I mean, on hindsight, we know that, right? But back then, when I was selling it, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, it's like that means we sold crap.
Yep.
And we could sell 50 million.
Yeah.
So what if that means I knew that there was a certain grace and certain gift that God has given me, which is sales and marketing.
Right.
And I thought to myself, if I could help people or businesses that truly provided value to their customers,
Yeah.
we could have done better. So that was the transition, right? And I transited out, totally got rid of all my unethical sales technique, because back then you learn all that stuff.
Yeah.
You learn how to pressure people to selling, you learn hard selling, you learn a lot
And
of...
you must be very good at it.
Yeah, I was damn good at it. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Okay.
Right? I was damn good at it. Right? I was damn good at manipulation. I was damn good at hard selling, at making people buy.
Right.
Right. But I realized that if I want to go long, right, I want to go long term. And this is also partly the season that I started to go to church and I accepted Christ.
Right.
I knew that if I wanted to glorify God in the things that I do, I can't, keep doing this. So that was when I made a change. I decided, I'm going to only sell things that of value. I'm only going to sell to people who want to be sold. That's the other thing, right?
Understand? Okay.
I'm only going to sell things that adds value in people's life. So that was when I made this change.
That was 23.
That was when I was 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you then go into?
So this is the period that I was kind of like in a mess. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just know that I wanted to help businesses find more customers.
Yep.
So I sort of started a marketing agency, but not knowing what I was really doing.
Okay.
Right? A friend of mine introduced me like, hey, you should start learning about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So I started, trying out, run everything myself, right?
Yeah.
And back then Facebook was really easy to run.
Okay.
You just need to set up a simple image ad, write some simple copy.
Yep.
And I didn't have any formal training because I didn't have the money to learn.
Yep.
Because I was broke back by then. So I had to just watch a bunch of different ads. I went to, go on Facebook, I see whatever ads that catch my attention, that caught my attention, I will save it down.
Wait, before you continue, right? Like I need to tell you guys that Gabriel was broke because the money that he made, the obscene amount of money that he made, he paid off. You returned back to
Two things. So one, I did what I can. Obviously I can't return to every single people who have every single one that have lost money, but people who I was directly involved. So that's number one. Number two, I invested a lot of money back into the company. I didn't know it was a scam, right? So I invested a lot back into the company. They were selling all kinds of investment products. So I invested back, right? So I lost I lost through that. But also number three, forgot about the third one, is the way I spend my money.
Right.
My alcohol money was like $10,000 a week.
Huh? What?
Yeah. So
$10,000 a week.
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to like 20,000.
7, 8 years ago. Yeah. So I was really stupid. I bought. You know how like when you start making money and you don't have the right values, you start to splurge.
Yep.
Because you want to look like a baller.
Yeah.
you know, you want to look
I'm
like...
sure you looked like a baller last time.
I bought a car when I was 19 years old, a Lexus. I didn't have a license, okay? I wasn't driving illegally, okay?
Okay.
I hired a chauffeur.
At 19 years old?
Yeah. I stayed at places like Sentosa Cove, a bungalow, not a condo, a bungalow, right? Rental was like $35,000 a month. Yeah.
At 19 years old?
No, that was when I was about 20 years old. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
still.
So it's really stupid, okay? If I would have, sometimes I'll just think, like, if I would have just dollar cost average that money,
Okay.
Save that money into the stock market, or maybe
You would have
the
retired now, I
cryptocurrency.
think.
Yeah, I would be like, maybe not retired, I don't think I'll ever retire, but I'll probably be 100 times richer.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but that's another story for another time. So when I lost that, when I left the company, I lost all my income, and of course I was in debt because I had to kind of pay off quite a number of people that I was affected.
Yeah.
And all this led me to kind of have a reset, and I was basically broke. I was basically broke. Yeah.
So you didn't have the money to learn copywriting or hire someone to do it. So you did it yourself. And so how do you know that this was then your calling? How do you, then expand and scale this business?
So we started off helping a few kind of like education companies, seminar company. That was how I really started.
Okay.
To generate leads.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that was one of the hardest industry to do, because to fill a room with 50 to 100 people,
okay,
it's not easy.
Right.
Okay. So that was when we started to do it, right? So we started to help a few companies to fill their room. So it was back then traditional seminar, not like now webinar, where because of COVID and everything, now it's all webinar. But back then it was seminar, traditional, book a space and you have 50 people in a room.
Preview.
Yeah, it's like a preview, and then they will sell you like a course or something like that.
Understand.
But of course, we choose the kind of people we want to work with, right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of scams in these courses.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started to fill up rooms, and the room size just got bigger and bigger. And I think because of that, we started to get like word of mouth referrals, right? People started to see that, hey, we were able to fill up rooms. So other seminar companies, other people started to come to me and say, hey, Gabriel, can you help me? Can you help me with that? Right? Can you help me fill 50 people, 100 people in my room? And then we started to get salespeople, we started to get service professional come to me as well. So, hey, you can fill a room with 50, 100 people for seminar. Can you do that for me? I'm a financial planner. Can you get leads for me?
So that's how the backstory leads to how you stumble upon financial planning.
Yeah, so it's really a lot of word of mouth, right? So financial planning, property. So people started coming to me and say, can you generate leads for me?
Okay.
Right, through whatever you're doing, Facebook ads and all that stuff.
Understand.
Yeah, and I was pretty good at it. So that was when I realized that's probably the direction I should be going.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really want to pick your brains in terms of the mindset part, because I believe you can have all the skill sets in the world, but if your mindset is off, you can't really harness that skill set. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. So that's true. Your mindset is always the ceiling.
Wow, the mindset is always the ceiling.
It's always the ceiling.
Then what's the skill set? Like if
the skill set, no, I don't think the skill set is always the issue, because if you think about it, the skill set is it's almost like resources. And I think this is something I learned from Tony Robbins. There's resourcefulness versus resources.
Okay.
So if you don't have the right mindset, even if you have all the resources, you will not know how to use it.
Okay.
Or you will not use it. Right? But if you have the right mindset, you'll be resourceful even if you don't have the right resources. So that's the reason why I think that the mindset is always more important than the skill set.
Yep.
Because if you have the right mindset, you don't have the skill set, you will still find a way.
Right.
But if you have the skill set and you don't have the mindset,
okay,
you will not do anything with the skill set.
True.
Right? For example, right, you can sell very well, but if you don't have confidence, right, and sometimes that happens, right? Even for myself, right? I've been doing sales and marketing for 13 years. There are times where, let's say, things don't go well in my business, some certain crises.
Yeah.
I start to question myself. Am I good at this? Am I still good, right? Or maybe the things that I know are outdated. I don't know. Have you ever had this?
You're right.
All the time. Like no matter what you achieve, there will always be that insecurity and that doubt at the back of your head. Like, your best days are behind you.
Yeah.
I have. The younger people are taking over. And I'm not old. So you're not. So I don't understand why I have these thoughts, right? And that's the mindset part, because I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
Right? So and I speak to a coach, by the way. I pay 5 figures every year just to jump on a call with a coach for 30 minutes a week.
Wow. Okay.
Just to talk about my mindset. So my coach will actually tell me, Gabriel, like you're just, this is your story you're telling yourself, right? You've been doing this. These are the results you have gotten, but you have this confidence issue, and they're stopping you.
Yep.
So that's why I say the mindset is always more important, because I had the skill set. I know that I'm pretty good at what I'm doing.
Yep.
But there are times where my confidence are low.
Yep.
And when my confidence are low, I don't see what I can do. Yeah.
You were in a bad state.
Bad state, exactly.
Right.
State management.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And that leads me to the question where, the advisors that approach you, right? COTs, TOT producers. What do you see in terms of similarities among these people?
Okay. Similarities among these people.
Yeah. Like they're producers.
Yeah.
So what do you think got them there? And I just want to understand, because you interact with them a lot.
I think one of the common thing between all of them is that they look at big picture.
Okay.
They look at big picture. So what I mean by that is they're not so concerned over small little costs. And that happens a lot of time. Like for example, sometimes I will coach people who are maybe, let's say, a new advisor.
Yeah.
And then let's say, they want to create a sales funnel or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? $97 a month. That's the kind of face they will give me.
Understand?
I need to pay $97 a month, for this software or whatsoever. Or like, okay, spend money on ads.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta spend, right? Because ads is the fastest way for you to generate results.
Okay.
So you gotta learn how to spend, right? I mean, you gotta learn, at least even if you spend $100, $500, right? Sometimes you don't get results, but you have to spend money to actually learn it, right? Scripture says that where your treasure is, there your heart will be. Okay. People always think that, okay, where your heart will be, there your treasure is. It's not. Jesus actually said that where your treasure is, there your heart will be.
Okay.
If you want to put your heart in anything, you put your treasure there, put your money there. So this is an advice that I'm sure you guys will give to your clients as well. When it comes to investing, it's the same thing. You can read all you want about investings and investing books and theories about investing and the stock market and whatever. You can read all you want about that. But the best way to learn is just invest your first $100. It may not be life-changing for you to lose that. Even if you triple that or double that, right? It's not life-changing. But the amount of things that you're going to learn just by putting $100 is so much more than using some stupid demo account.
Understand.
So that's my point, right? So I think it's thinking big picture where, let's say, when I say, okay, let's spend $1,000 just to get data. Just to learn. These people are like, okay, yeah, let's do it. But obviously I understand new advisors, they may not have that much cash, right? But again, it's about being resourcefulness versus resources, right? So some of the new advisors that I recommend, they were like, they're not even willing to spend like $100, $200, and yet their exams they are spending, the test they're taking is a few $1,000s.
Yes.
But they're not willing to spend $500 on Facebook ads just to see the data, just to learn. So I think that's one of the key difference, between the producers and people who are not.
Understand.
Thinking big picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking big picture. Understand. Okay, and on that note,
they know that the money is going to come back somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if, so let's say they do a marketing campaign, right? So for example, one of the TOT clients that I work with.
Yeah.
So I'm very upfront with them, right? Marketing is not 100%. It's never been 100%, right?
Okay.
Nothing's 100%.
Yeah.
Even when you guys advise in stock market, you guys always have to say there's a potential loss.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Nothing's 100%. Even in marketing, it's the same thing, right? When you create a campaign, you create a Facebook ad, you create a YouTube ad, it's never 100%.
Yeah.
And even if I can tell you 90%, there's always that 10% risk.
Yeah.
Right? And these people understand risk. They understand that, you know what? Even if I pay you this 50 grand, 30 grand, it doesn't get me result, no problem. Because I know that I'm going to get something good out of this.
Yeah.
It's that mindset, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's the state because of that. And I sometimes I believe that it's because of that. That's why they get results with their campaign. Because they're not operating out of fear.
Yep.
But I do have clients who paid me this amount of money and they're very stressed about their money. They're very stressed with losing their money. And just somehow their campaign doesn't work out as well. Sometimes it's hard for me to explain why. I don't know everything. But it matters.
Energy,
Could be, right? Like, for example, if you paid $30,000 and you sit down and we will do a video for you. Usually we'll do a video ad for you, right? And in the video ad, you look confident.
Yeah.
You say what you can do for your clients and all that stuff. And I believe that matters. It attracts a certain group of people. People can feel your vibe and your energy, right, off the video that they're watching.
Of course.
Right? But when you're stressed, imagine the state you're stressful and you're in the video and you're like, this must work, this must work, this must work. Guess how are you going to behave in front of the camera?
Yeah, all tense up and jittery.
Yeah. So then you attract a different group of people. So these are things that like, I know it sounds very pseudo, but
but it's not pseudo, no, bro. Like,
yes.
Wow, the universe is made of energy, man.
Yeah.
Like, the energy that you emit will then attract you similar.
Yeah. So, but it's proven by data, right? Based on the clients that we work with and the people we work with, people we mentor with. Those who are getting results are people who are very chill. They know that things are going to work out good. Even if the campaign don't work out, they are going to learn something that's going to help them to progress for the next campaign.
Wow.
While the people who just, I need this to work, they're very stressed out, they're very tense about that, usually it doesn't work out.
They have a silent confidence
Yeah.
that this thing will work out for them.
Yeah.
Right? And they have detachment to the results.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what got them the results.
Yeah.
Not being too clenched up, and hard up about it.
Yeah. I think it boils down to also identity, how they see themselves.
Right.
Right? Which is what you said. Like that's the reason why they have this confidence, in what they do.
Okay.
So I think that's also one of the big key difference between those who are producing and not producing.
What do you think would be the difference between building a funnel and versus a personal brand? Because a personal brand, in my humble opinion, is to attract. You build a brand so well, you give so much value, then you attract. A funnel, it's more like you put you use okay. I'm not the best person to describe funnels.
No worries, go ahead.
Okay, in my opinion, use creative copywriting, persuasion to move people down the funnel and to go through the sales process with you.
Yeah.
And so it may not exactly involve a brand.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think is the? Because I see you're doing both, right?
Yes.
You're actively building your brand now.
Yes.
You're putting out a lot of videos about Bitcoins, Ethereum, biohacking, etc. Yeah. I want to talk about meditation later if you don't mind.
Sure. Okay. So I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that people see it as a separate thing.
Okay.
Brand, paid ads, funnels, and they see it as like separate. But they're actually kind of like both like they're just different side of the same coin.
Okay.
Right? You need both of them.
Okay.
So maybe let me put it this way. In my class, I always teach about these 4 things. I call it gathering, capturing, nurturing, close. This is what we call a sales funnel. Okay? You need to gather people. And actually branding belongs to the gathering part. Branding is part of your sales funnel. It's not a separate thing.
Branding is part of the sales funnel.
Yes.
Branding, okay.
Because in order for you to gather people into your funnel, right, a brand helps.
Okay.
If let me just give you an example, right? People always like people think of funnel, maybe they think of like they give free ebooks, for example, okay? Now I don't really recommend people giving free ebook all the time. You know why? Because if I'm a new guy, I'm a newbie, I'm like, hey, here's a free ebook. Do you want it?
Right? Not so.
But if I have, I'm in the industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
I have built multi-million dollars portfolio, and I have an ebook. Do you want it?
Of course.
There's a higher chance that you want it. So you see, that affects, because the branding affects whether you want my free stuff or not.
Whether you gather towards that person or not.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So first is gathering.
Yeah. So it's gathering, right? You need to find the right place to gather people. Are they on Facebook? Are they on YouTube? Are they on these different places?
Okay.
And in gathering, there's actually 2 parts of gathering. So gathering, sometimes I call it traffic. That means like, where's the traffic? Where's the people?
Yeah.
Right? And there's 2 ways to gather people. Paid traffic, that means you buy it, or earn traffic, that means you earn it.
Right.
Branding is part of earning. Your organic post, what you're doing right now, you're posting, you're adding value, you're adding content, all these are part of earning. And then there's another one called paid traffic, which is you pay for it, like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads. You pay for it to get a massive reach.
Would you consider traffic, it's similar to attention? Like where the attention is?
Yeah.
Is it earned attention or paid attention?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, earn attention, paid attention, same thing. The whole idea is where are people gathering and how are you getting their attention into your funnel?
Right.
So branding actually belongs to the gathering part, the first step.
Okay.
So there's paid traffic and earned traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you need both.
Okay.
I mean, the truth is that you need both, and because it complements each other.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Why am I doing both? Is because I run ads. Now, first of all, I believe that everyone should run ads first. Because running ads helps you to gather a massive attention in the shortest period of time.
Okay.
Paid ads is like active income. I'm trying to use like more financial language.
Okay.
Paid ads are active income, earn traffic, is like passive income.
Understand?
You do not build a passive income in 1 year. No one builds passive income in 1 year.
Understand?
Right? It's all nonsense.
Okay.
Right? If people will promise us like you can build a business and this business become passive in 1 year, it's all lies.
Okay.
No such thing.
Okay.
True passive income is when money works for you.
Yep.
When you have let's say a sum of money in the stock market, you're living off of 4% a year.
Yeah.
Right? The 4% rule.
Yep.
That's true passive income.
Okay.
But to reach there, you need a lump sum of money.
Okay.
Right? So the traditional advice is that you need active income. You save the active income.
Yep.
You invest and dollar cost average the active income to a point where it reaches a sum of money that you can live off 4% a year.
Understand? Okay.
Right? So you need active income to achieve passive income.
Okay.
And passive income will take a while to build.
Right.
Same thing when it comes to marketing.
Yep.
You need paid ads that will generate buyers now.
Okay.
Because you can't wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years building content to feed your family.
Yep.
Right? So paid ads gets you the customer now.
Yep.
And then you invest a part of the profit into your branding, into your earned traffic for the long term.
Right. Right.
Because in earned traffic, there's this thing called tipping point where, and most people hit the tipping point at least 2 years, 3 years into the game.
Okay.
They don't do it, get it in 1 month.
Yep.
Right? And even like people like Nas Lee has said that for the first 200 days, he posts 1 video a day. Most of us don't even post 1 video a day.
Yep.
We post maybe 1 video a week.
Yep.
So, but he posts 1 video a day and took him 200 days.
Yeah.
270 or something.
Okay.
For him to hit a tipping point and then he went viral.
Right.
Before that, no one cared about him.
200 videos
200
every single
videos.
day.
Yeah.
Until people cared.
So it's not about the time, it's about how much hours are you clocking in. So if 200, and he said that he spent 10 hours a day on the video.
Per video?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if 200 videos, that's like 2,000 hours.
Yeah, okay.
So my point is, are you clocking in 2,000 hours into your content? That will take a while, especially if you're doing once a week.
Yep. Okay. Yes, that's true.
So you have to have some kind of traffic that you buy to earn that kind of like get customer now.
Okay.
To put food on the table, to continue to grow the business, to continue to have profits, and invest a certain amount of money into your earned traffic.
Okay.
Like right now, this is investment.
Yep.
Right. Even if you say you're not spending a lot of money, this is an investment. This is
It
opportunity
is.
cost because now speaking to me, creating content, for people.
Yep.
You are taking this time away from actually speaking to real clients that you can close and make money.
Yes.
It's opportunity cost.
Yep.
So it is an investment, whether is it time or money.
Yep.
So you need both, right? Paid traffic to earn the money now, and then build your earn traffic.
The assumption is paid traffic comes to you, but you must have substance to convert them. You must be, a person of substance, or advisor of substance.
So I think that's another misunderstanding. When you start running ads, you
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to have that branding
Yeah.
for people to engage you whatsoever. You don't necessarily need.
Okay.
As long as your messaging is clear,
Yeah.
as long as you can provide what the customer wants,
Okay.
right? Of course, the closing rate may not be as high. Now, of course,
Understand.
as your brand grows, your conversion will go higher,
I see.
right? But if you are running ads at the beginning, so that's why it's the message that's more important. If your message is clear, you know who you're targeting, you know what kind of pain point you're solving, people will buy. Because
I see.
I mean, if people need to have a branding in order for them to close sales, then how does new startup get customers? Right? New startup that started in the first 1 or 2 years, they don't have branding, they don't have reputation.
I understand.
Right? How do they get customers? Okay, so so and the other thing is that when you're just doing purely earned traffic,
Yeah.
you're not maximizing your time.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you an example. We are spending here, maybe an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you spend 2 hours and let's say there is 10 people watching.
Yeah.
Now, your 2 hours is not best leverage.
Yeah.
Because you spend 2 hours, only 10 people watching.
Yeah.
But if you have 1 million people watching, it's still the same 2 hours. So you have more reach. You're multiplying your time now.
Understand.
Okay. Now, how paid ads can help accelerate your earned traffic is this. When I run paid ads, right? When I run YouTube ads, people see me for the first time. They're gonna, who's this Gabriel Wong? Guess what they're gonna do?
Search you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does my organic search increase? And then when they search me, they find my YouTube videos. So more people come to my content on YouTube because of my paid ads. In fact, if you do a search, we have this SEO software where I can search like my name, right? Like Gabriel Wong on YouTube. I think I get nearly 10,000 searches on my name a month now.
Wow.
And this is because I run ads, right? And so it brings more organic traffic to my YouTube content,
Understand.
right? Sometimes people see me for the first time, they're like, who's this guy? Arrogant face or whatever. I get it a lot. But then they search on me, right? And then they go watch my YouTube content.
Okay.
And then they realize that, okay, this guy delivers value.
Understand.
Right? But they will not even find my channel in the first place if you don't see my ads.
Understand. Yin and yang, right? Yeah, they balance each other.
Yeah.
Like you say, both. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is just the first part, by the way. Okay. Now I'm not going to spend so much time on the rest of the 3 steps, but I just wanted people to see that gathering, right? Traffic, there's 2 areas: earn, buy, and then you have to funnel them down. Whether is it earning or buying, you have to funnel them down, right?
Okay.
The next step is capturing. You have to capture that information, which is the email address, phone number, whatsoever. That's part of the sales funnel.
Okay.
Right? So you can have all the branding you want, but if you cannot reach out to an audience, there's no point. So you need to still have a way. You still need to have a funnel to capture people's details, information, so you can constantly reach out to them.
So that's where the nurturing comes in, because when you capture, you can nurture.
Exactly.
Right. You can keep them in a what do you call that? In a space where you can keep giving them value.
Exactly.
And then comes the closing when they are ready at the right time, right place. Right?
Yeah, and a lot of advisors are already doing this unknowingly, right? You guys will probably have this thing called WhatsApp lists or SMS lists or whatever.
You have a bunch, right? Yeah.
You usually have like a bunch of like names that 50 people, 100 people.
Yep.
And then occasionally something happens. You are taught to like send a message to all these people.
Yes.
That's your list. So again, when you have a funnel, all right. When you have a funnel, you are gathering people from paid ads and gathering people from earned traffic. Okay. Into your capture stage. To capture that information, and now you can start sending information to them. So instead of just sending 50, 100 people on WhatsApp, you can send to 1,000, 10,000 people. Again, time leverage, because it takes the same amount of time for you to create that,
of course,
that message or whatever, right? The market updates or whatever you want to give. So now you have a channel where you can reach out to 10,000 people.
Can I say that once you run enough ads, you paid enough traffic, that at a certain tipping point, because you've gathered so many people in your list, that you don't really have to pay so much ads dollar anymore. Because they are already there, your audience.
You're right. So some of my clients, they have been running ads aggressively. Because of the ads, they are able to grow a huge list. Now I can't reveal exactly how much, but in a 1 year period, they can grow like 5-figure list. Now with this 5-figure list, now anytime they want to do, let's say, a market update, right? They want to say, hey, let's say the stock market is very volatile recently, the crypto is very volatile recently, and then they decided, let's do an in-house event where they can just do a simple Zoom event and say, I'm going to give you guys a market update, what's going on in the market, and send an email out to the 5-figure email list. The amount people will turn out is about 200 to 300. Usually about, I would say, a good at least 1 to 5%, depending on how well you build a relationship with the list. When you use just the email list, you send out emails, 1 to 5% of people will turn out.
Right.
That's easily a few hundred people. Think about the kind of influence you have when tomorrow you decided to do a market update event. You send out an email and 200 people will turn up. You never have to worry about sales ever again. Because in that 200 packs event, and you add value, what's going to happen later on? They're going to look for you, right? Or you can, of course, offer some kind of call to action at the end of the webinar. Like at the end of that mini market update, you can say, hey, for those of you interested to jump on a one-on-one call with me, I can help you.
Wow. Okay. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now, actually, bro. Unknowingly, I didn't know I'm building a funnel. Right, because I'm giving value on Instagram, for example, and I have a call to action on my Insta story to join the Attraction Game WhatsApp broadcasts. And I now have about 800 advisors across Asia in that broadcast. And
you are already doing that, right? You use Instagram. Instagram is the gathering, because that's where people are gathering. And then you capture them by telling them that you have something in of value, which is to join your WhatsApp list. And that's the capture part. And then you're nurturing them, which is the third step, right? With all the things that you're doing, which is what you're doing right now. And then eventually close. So you already have a sales funnel.
Understand.
Right? You're building a branding, but the branding is part of the sales funnel.
Well, okay, this part I don't have actually anything to close that, because they're all advisors. I would say maybe to have more eyeballs on my content. So whenever I blast it out.
So the closing part doesn't always have to be direct closing. It can be indirect. Because of the influence you have, you can close more deals after that. Maybe it can be a recruitment campaign or whatsoever, right? Because you could use this as a platform to recruit new people. right? Because
Yes.
you are seen as the authority.
Yes.
So that's one example, right? So it can be direct and indirect.
Okay.
But what my advice is to you is that you're already doing this, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to the capturing part, you have to capture you have to capture in different mediums.
Right.
So right now you're using only WhatsApp.
Yep.
But what about email lists? What about SMS lists?
Yep.
What about Telegram?
Understand.
So the idea is to be everywhere where you can capture them, their details, and send out and nurture them in different platforms.
Omnipresent.
Yes.
Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe in that.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Got
be
it.
omnipresent. But okay, when it comes to omnipresent, there's also the other thing.
Yeah.
There is a list that you own.
Yeah.
So like WhatsApp group, you own the list.
Okay.
You know their numbers.
Yep.
No one can take it away from you.
Okay.
Be very careful with just building followers or your list on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
You're right.
because you don't actually own it.
I see.
They can shut you down anytime.
By closing down the app or like
Closing down
or
your
locking out your
account,
account.
lock you down account, or limit the reach.
Understand.
Which happens to Facebook.
which happened to you before.
Yeah, happened to me before.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
But for Facebook, organic reach has been limited. So you have a page. In the past, when you have a page and your page has 10,000 followers or 10,000 likes, right?
Right.
When you post something, 10% of people will see it.
Yep.
Okay? But now only 1%.
Understand.
They have limited the reach because they want more people to spend on ads.
Right.
Right? So you don't actually own it.
Yep.
Even YouTube, right? Subscribers. Now I'm building YouTube and all that, but I mean I understand that I always have to have an email list because
Yeah.
I own the email. I own my contacts phone number,
Understand.
SMS list. I can still reach out to them anytime I want. With YouTube, unfortunately, all this algorithm is flawed. There has been cases where YouTubers' account, 100K, 200K, got banned for absolutely no reason. Just because the algorithm detected, maybe it's a bug or something,
Yeah.
something in their video
Yep.
that's not there,
Yep.
and then they just ban you.
Wow.
Because the people who decided, it's not a person that decides which account gets banned, it's algorithm.
Right.
Okay, because there's so many accounts out there, right? And they don't really have a proper customer service for you to, because it's all free, right? So they don't really have a proper customer service for you to reactivate your account.
Right.
So it's still a game of chance where if you are, most of the
I totally
YouTubers,
didn't know that actually. Yeah.
most of the YouTubers get their account back after they do a manual appeal. And
Right.
sometimes manual appeal means that actual person will come and review it.
Yep.
Right. So there are some things in place. So I'm not trying to scare everyone not to build everything.
Okay.
Not to build anything. But there are some very rare cases that it can get taken away.
Right. So
Right.
you don't own your community when they are on these platforms.
Exactly.
You have
They
to
own it for
find a
you.
way. They own it for you. Yeah. It's like a custodian of
Exactly.
sorts.
They only for you.
Right. But it's good for you to extract and turn it to your own community.
Yep.
Whom you own if you have their email addresses, their mobile numbers.
Yes.
Right. That's where they become yours because
Yeah.
you don't have to run ads anymore. You can directly reach out to them.
Yes.
Understand.
Yes.
Can we
when you send something, you can send it in different platforms.
Yes.
Because people like exposure to different platforms.
True.
Some people like to be on Instagram, some people like YouTube, and some people like TikTok. And the truth is that certain people on certain platforms
Yeah.
actually hate other people on other platforms.
I
I don't know if you know this, but people on YouTube don't like people on TikTok.
Oh, is it? Oh, two camps, huh?
Yeah, you go to YouTube now. YouTube have this thing called YouTube Shorts now.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I don't know if you know,
I
right?
don't
YouTube
know.
Shorts is almost like a TikTok.
Okay.
Okay, I mean they always copy each other, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a story.
Okay.
It's like a Facebook story.
Yep.
And what happens that a lot of people would go to TikTok, and let's say they are famous on TikTok, they will repost what they have on TikTok onto YouTube.
Yep.
Right? Onto YouTube Shorts. Look at the comments that you are getting if you repost something on TikTok to YouTube.
Yeah.
The people on YouTube would literally comment and scold the person
Wow.
and say TikTok is a cancer. You have different camps. That's the reason why, like as marketers, like you shouldn't favor certain platforms,
I see.
just because you like that platform.
Understand.
Your audience are everywhere. Some of
Yep.
them prefer certain
Yes,
platforms
yes.
over the other. Some of
Yep.
them hate another platform.
Yep.
So if you say I only do YouTube, then you really missed out another group of people on TikTok.
There's also WhatsApp versus Telegram camp, right? Like some people just don't like WhatsApp.
Same
They
thing.
hop over to
One or
Telegram.
both.
Right.
Right? One or
okay.
both. Not everyone
One or
uses
both.
Telegram.
Understand. Okay.
Right?
I
If
get
they're
you.
on both, then now you have double chance to they have double chance to be exposed to your message.
Understand.
Right? That's the reason why people are like, oh, Gabriel, would it be fine if I send email and then I send Telegram and then I send WhatsApp? I'm like,
Yeah, would it be fine? Like, would it be seen as like spammy or like?
Yeah, so that's always the misconception,
Yeah.
right? To me, it's always fine because there's now multiple exposure for them
Yeah.
to see it. And the truth is this, it depends on your content. If your content is good, people don't mind seeing it twice, three times, four times. I mean, the truth is that you look at YouTube, some of the videos that you like, or maybe some blogs, article that you enjoy reading. From time to time, you go back, right? From time to time, you go and watch it again.
Okay.
Right? Here's another example. Good movies. From time to time, you go back to watch
Avengers Endgame, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? You watch it a few times.
Yeah.
Same thing when it comes to adding value and adding content.
Yeah.
Right? People don't mind reading it on separate platforms.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's also, okay, the multiple exposure also helps to give them another second chance to be exposed to your content.
True.
So
They
what I mean
miss
by
out the first time, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? You send them to WhatsApp, especially WhatsApp is like, they're very busy, there are a lot of
Yes.
stuff in there. They see it, but they're like, okay, and I'll read it later. Because they're busy.
Yep.
And then they forget about it.
Or it got buried,
They
with
got
more
buried.
messages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they see Telegram again, hey, I have a second chance, right?
Yeah.
I forgot about this. Let me read it.
I see.
Right? And then they go to their email. Same thing, right? If they forgot about Telegram, they forgot about WhatsApp, they go to your email. And then, I remember I wanted to read this. So you're giving them, I would say, multiple exposure. So again, it's how you see it.
Right.
Right? And of course, people were like, oh, you are spamming, or whatever. Ask them to unsubscribe. I always send email out from time to time. And I just sent one recently, just like a couple of weeks ago. And I sent goodbye.
Oh?
Yeah, if you don't want to receive my email, please unsubscribe. I like it when people unsubscribe. See, that's another mindset you need to change, right? People are like, people will be afraid, like, I will spam them, they will unsubscribe, they will say bad things, whatever. People are going to say bad things, they're going to say bad things. Yeah. If they are not your audience, they shouldn't be on your list. Right? So if they like to be on your list, they don't mind receiving on multiple platforms.
Right. So people who stay are really the people who
Exactly.
rah-rah you.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Exactly. So from time to time, tell them to...
So be okay to welcome people to unsubscribe. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So not to waste both people's time.
Exactly.
Understand. Because I really want to spend the last few moments to talk about your habits, like how you start your day, how you end yours, like what do you do day to day, your meditation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're still doing biohacking because Gabriel is very young. Okay, he's 1 year younger than me.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guess my age, you guess his age. And he runs two companies, multi-million companies, and he helped his clients generate over 100 million sales revenue. And so he's also father, right, of a new father. I would say, is a super achiever. Okay. So for someone who's a super achiever and consistently doing that, there must be some things that they are doing very right. All right. And I think it boils down to the habits, what you do daily.
Yeah.
Right. So can you share with us what are some of the habits that you do?
Yeah. I particularly like what you said about habits because I don't really see myself as an achiever or super achiever.
Okay.
I think there are luck plays a part. Of course, there are certain times that I'm just at the right place at the right time.
Right.
But I like what you said about habits because I think it's not about that 1 to 2 big things that you do that grows your business. It's really that small little things that you do every single day that compounds to something big.
Yeah.
Right? And coming back to in managing your finance in investment, it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
It's like you don't become rich overnight, right?
Yes.
You just dollar cost average, slowly, and you compound that money over the years. And I remember I did a calculation before that. I read it somewhere before, and I did a calculation for myself that if you invest just $10,000,
Yeah.
right, and you actually compound it by 20%. I know 20% is one of the higher side.
Yeah.
But let's say you do manage to learn and read about investment and you compound 20% a year.
Yeah.
By 40 years,
Yeah.
that $10,000 will become about $14 million.
40 million.
14.
14 million.
1-4,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And that's $10,000. And that's if you don't add additional money.
Yep.
Right? So it's the same thing as like, the whole concept of like improving 1% a day.
Yep.
Right? So I don't really see myself, or I set out to achieve like really big things.
Yeah.
I know that this big thing doesn't matter as much as my habits, as my daily habits, the small things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about improving 1% every single day.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes to the habits, I think when it comes to daily habits, I think a few key areas is that daily learning is needed.
Okay.
Daily learning.
So you set aside time for daily learning?
Yes.
Like what do you mean by daily learning? You read or
Yeah, any forms, whatever
Any
that is
forms, okay.
suitable. Because sometimes I'll say reading, and then people are like, oh, no, I don't like reading. Find whatever learning methods that you enjoy.
understand?
Right? Learning, and nowadays we have like amazing stuff like we can watch YouTube to learn.
Yes.
there are also a lot of online programs.
Yes.
Right. Even like masterclass.
Mind Valley.
Yeah, my masterclass, Mind Valley. There are a lot of resources out there.
Yes.
Right. So again, you see, resourcefulness.
Understand.
Right. You cannot just say I don't like reading, then you just shut off. Right.
Yeah.
So you find ways to learn. I think it's Abraham Lincoln that said that if you give me 5 hours to chop down a tree,
Yeah.
I would spend 4 hours to sharpen my axe.
Yeah.
Right. And learning is a kind of sharpening of your axe.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
mind is the axe.
The mind's the X. Yep.
Many of us, we go to our prompts
Yep.
with a blunt axe, trying to chop down a tree, which represent the challenges in front of us.
Right.
Right. And we're just like brute force.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how you get burnt out.
Right. Okay.
So you should sharpen your axe.
Okay.
Or maybe learn how to upgrade your axe to a chainsaw.
But people are just so, caught up in wanting to work in their business and on their business that they don't work on themselves.
Yeah.
I always have that theory that,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not sure if...
So that comes to I think the misunderstanding that the business and you is separate. It's not. I remember someone said this to me, and this has a profound effect in my life. Your business is a reflection of your personal life.
Wow.
Your business is a reflection of your personal life?
Your business is a reflection of your personal life.
Yeah. Okay, let's think about this. If you don't know how to handle relationship in your family, it's going to be very hard for you to handle relationship with your employees. But if you can handle relationship very well in your family, internally, let's think about it. Even parenting children, it's like employees. When a new employee come into the company, it's like their baby, right? They don't know everything,
True.
And of course, not everything is exactly, they don't know everything, right? You hire talent and everything, but they don't know how your company works. They don't know how certain things operate. You have to teach them, you have to guide them, right? You have to be like a bit of like a parent, right? You have family culture, right? Because if you want your children to grow up well, you need to set proper rules, right? And rules to a certain extent is good. Culture, and you need to instill certain values in them, right? And that's part of the whole culture building. The company is the same thing, right? Integrity, communication, honesty.
Like 20 over babies in your company, in other words,
So I believe it's always a personal reflection of your life.
Right.
So it's hard for me to go to work, motivating people, keeping the staff happy, keeping my clients happy if I am personally not happy.
Understand.
Right. So that's the reason why like my personal habits will always. I mean, think about this, right? To run multiple business or to run any business, right? If you are in what you guys are doing, right? A financial planning business, it's a lot of stamina, right? Sometimes you meet 10 clients, 20 clients a day. You're not taking good care of your health. You're not working out. How do you have the stamina? Right? I remember when I was 19 years old, I can do like 20 appointments in a day. I don't feel
20?
tired. Yeah. I don't feel tired. I can work from morning to night. Presentation after
Some advisors don't even go for 20 a week. You go for 20 a day.
Yeah. Okay. But my point is this, right? Is that if you do that, right? You can't have the stamina if you don't take care of yourself. Right? You don't take care of, mentally and physically, you don't take care of yourselse. So how do you stay focused and sometimes it's very tiring. The presentation you guys do, come on, I respect you guys. Because I used to do sales. You're saying the same thing again and again and again and again. Same joke sometimes. Right? Do presentation and you say the same joke and then you laugh at the same joke.
Don't expose.
No, but isn't that true?
Yeah.
And you gotta have certain stamina, right? And so you see, taking care of yourself, working out. That's another example of a daily habit. Working out, keeping yourself mentally focused. Meditation. All this plays a part in your business.
Yeah. So how is it like in your day? So stop keeping us in suspense already.
Sure.
Okay. What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? Do you have a fixed time to that? And why do you meditate? And
Okay. So now I do want to stress that whenever I share this, some people are like, I can't be like Gabriel. So I do want to say that I'm still human. Okay.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like have this every day, but I always tell myself that as long as in a week I do, this is something that I do at least 4 times, 5 times, it's good enough. Miss 1 or 2 days. Sometimes you just want to spend time with a kid at night, until late night.
Correct.
So you can't wake up early in the morning.
Yes.
But generally, I would usually wake up at about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Right after I wake up, the first thing I usually do is that I will just take a bunch of my supplements and my pills.
Okay.
So those are more of the optimization stuff. And then I would take time to learn. I like to learn in the morning because I feel that that's when I'm like the freshest.
But won't you get that anxiety to quickly want to touch on your business because things are running, right? Like how do you even set aside that zone to learn? And how much do you usually set aside time to learn? Like 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour?
Okay, so for learning, usually about 20 minutes to 1 hour, depending on how much time I have, depending on what time I wake up.
Yeah.
I don't have like specific, like I have to wake up at 7 or wake up at 6. So that's why I usually put like 6 to 7.
Yeah.
I like to ease myself into it.
Okay.
So I think the other thing is also, what you say is very true. Like, how do you resist the urge to just jump to your business right away? Right? And if you think about it, if you have that urge to always jump to your business right away, you don't own the business. The business owns you.
Can you say that again?
You don't own the business if you're always constantly jumping into the business right away. Right?
Okay.
You cannot resist the urge. It's the same thing as like people who don't have control over their emotion.
Right.
Right? Emotional mastery. To be successful, people who are successful have emotional mastery. Right? People who are not successful usually have issues controlling their emotions.
Wow.
Right? Be it anger, be it guilt, be it, like they let emotions take over.
Yep.
Right? And get the best of themselves.
Yep.
So it's all about mastery. So when it comes to business, right? To me, prioritization, number one, me. I gotta take care of myself first. If I don't take care of myself, my business is not taken care of. If my business if I don't take care of myself, my employees are not taken care of. Right? My clients are not taken care of.
Right.
So I come first.
Yep.
Right? Can sound a bit selfish, but the truth is that I have to take care of myself first, right? Before I can take care of others.
Yes.
So that's why in the morning, it's always time for myself first.
Right.
It's not my business.
Right.
Time for myself.
Okay.
Right? My soul has to be happy.
Your soul, yes.
I have my body, my temple has to feel good. Right? So I have to take care of first thing first.
Yeah.
So same thing when it comes to like, business or family. Right? It depends on what you prioritize, right? If it's always like business, that means obviously you prioritize your business more than your family. Okay? Not right or wrong, but I believe it's family first.
Yeah.
Okay? So same thing, my health comes first, right? My mental health comes first. So that's why it's a constant thing, it's a challenge. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't have the urge to jump to my business right away.
Yep.
But that's why it's called mastery.
Okay.
Right? If it's not mastery, if it's so easy.
Understand.
A trick that I get is do not put your phone beside you when you sleep.
Understand. Yes. Put your phone outside.
Outside. Put it outside 1 hour to 2 hours before you sleep.
Yes.
Because that gets you away from your work.
Understand.
And most of us, the first thing we do when we wake up is what? We
grab
reach our
our
phone.
phone.
Yeah,
Yes.
we grab our phone, right?
Yep.
So now you become responsive.
Yep.
Right? And there are more and more studies in this. Now, I don't know the scientific term, but I know that when you wake up, you have this beta wave or delta wave or whatever.
Alpha, yeah.
So, okay, the point is that when you wake up, is where you're most receptive. And when you touch your phone, what's happening?
You're receiving all the anxiousness and
Exactly. Now your
anxiety
day becomes unpredictable because sometimes you receive good news, then good lah.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You wake up, you see good news, just close the deal. Yeah, your whole the rest of the day will be good.
Yep.
Right? But some days you wake up and you get a bunch of messages that are stressful.
Right.
You start your day bad.
Yep.
So now you can't predict the day.
Yep.
So in order to do that, you gotta take back control, right? The first thing you wake up in the morning, you gotta spend some time with yourself.
Yep.
For me, I like to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to do some simple workout. I like to do some meditation practice. So those are things that I do. I make myself feel good first.
Yep.
So then my day starts right.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you meditate?
Okay, so meditation there are many ways to meditate. I'll just put it this way. For me, I just like to meditate on closing my eyes and just focusing on my breath. That's all.
Okay.
So for just 10 minutes.
For just 10 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
just 10 minutes. So the whole idea about meditation is to learning how to focus and pulling your thought, because especially as entrepreneurs, as business owners, your thoughts are always racing. There's a lot of thoughts, right? To just focus on something like as simple as like your breath.
I see.
Right? Breathing in, breathing out. So I like to do this counting to 10, where I just do, I breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll count to 10 and I'll reset. That's all for 10 minutes. So you put a timer or whatever.
Right.
And so then, so this is the part where you learn how to resist the urge. In the 10 minutes, right, of just counting your breath, there's going to be a lot of thoughts.
Right, yes.
Right? Should do this right now, should do that right now,
Yeah.
what are you going to do after? But you see, the focus is on your breath.
Yeah.
So every time you catch yourself, so that's the key point. When you catch yourself drifting off, that's where you gently remind yourself, come back to the breath.
Understand.
So people say that you go to gym, you train muscle,
Yeah.
right? And it's movement. when you catch yourself, it's not about focusing on the breath all the way. You will drift, but it's the self-awareness of knowing that you drift and telling yourself, let's come back.
Sometimes you don't even know you drift. You
Exactly.
just drift.
Yeah. You might drift for quite a while, and then you're like, hey, I'm drifting.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to meditate. You bring yourself back, and that's like the bicep curve for your mind. So do this long enough, you will start to have a better self-control and ability to focus on something for a longer time.
Understand.
Especially I mean, when you're meeting people and clients and all that, it's much easier because like there's a certain pressure to perform because they're in front of you. But what I mean is like working on your, back-end stuff, your social media.
Yeah.
All this requires a lot of time and focus.
Yes.
Writing your copywriting, your script, and So this will help you focus on like all the back-end work, or all admin work. And a lot of times these are the things that are really important.
Understand.
Yeah, planning for your business and all that.
Okay. If what I get from here is that you focus a lot on yourself, because you say that if you cannot make yourself happy, you are unable to make other people happy, right? It does not sound selfish at all. It may sound selfish, but it's actually a selfless act, right? Because you are trying to help others by helping yourself first.
Yes.
Right, like what they say, like at the airplanes, you put on your own oxygen mask first before you put for your child or anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's a good example.
That's
a good metaphor. Yeah.
It's been an incredible hour with you, man. Gabriel. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for
Thank you.
having me.
I still remember the very first time we met at Hustle Cafe, and all these while, it was 2018 when I met Gabriel in Hustle Cafe, and he hasn't stopped growing since then. In fact, he has grown and compounded tremendously since the last time I met him. And I mean, this is an incredible hour. Thank you for bringing so much value to the table, to everyone watching this, financial advisors. So there you go, everyone. Gabriel Wong, the advisor of advisors.
See you guys. Thanks for having me.